episode 92, coming to you live on May 16th, 2025. May 19th, 2025. I was off on a day. We're officially 38.08% through the year. That means 19 weeks and 6 days have passed, or 139 days if you're counting. That's 3,336 hours. 200,160 minutes, or if you want to get really specific, 12,009,600 seconds. Every second counts, my friend. I'm hoping those numbers are correct. Time waits for no one, and how we choose to spend those seconds defines the trajectory of our lives. Whether you've been riding a wave of success or feeling stuck in a rut, know this: the clock is still ticking, and every moment holds the power to change your story. Today's theme: from rock bottom to the top. We're diving deep into redemption, reinvention, and the undeniable truth that some of the hardest moments in life, the ones that feel like the absolute end, can actually be the launching pad for your greatest transformation. It's about rising after the fall, learning from the pain, and using those experiences to fuel a comeback that's not just about surviving, but thriving. We'll explore stories of people who faced their darkest hours, stared down despair, and emerged stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. Because rock bottom isn't a place to stay. It's the foundation to build something new, something better, something that's truly yours. So if you're ready to flip the script on your struggles and turn setbacks into setups for success, stay tuned. This episode is packed with inspiration, practical insights, and motivation to remind you that no matter where you are right now, your climb to the top is possible. Let's get into it.
The following is rated TV MA and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
It's Motivational Monday, the perfect day to reset, recharge, and reignite your passion for moving forward. If you're tuning in right now, know this: you are exactly where you need to be. No matter what's happened in the past, the setbacks, the struggles, the moments when you felt like giving up, today is your fresh start. Because here's the truth we all need to hear: rock bottom is not the end of the road. It's not a dead end or a sign to stop. Instead, it's a starting line, a powerful place to rebuild, refocus, and reclaim your strength. It's where you gather the lessons learned, shake off the dust, and begin climbing higher than ever before. So whether you're facing challenges in your personal life, your career, your mindset, or your relationship, this moment is your invitation. Let's turn those obstacles into stepping stones and those doubts into fuel for your journey ahead. Together, we're proving that no matter how far you've fallen, the climb back up is possible, and it's waiting for you right now. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and get ready to rise. Welcome to Motivational Monday. Let's go. But let me start by sharing a moment when I hit my own rock bottom. For me, it wasn't a single event. It was a series of moments where everything felt like it was falling apart. Maybe you know that feeling too. When you question if you can keep going. When the weight of it all feels absolutely crushing. It's that place where hope feels distant, and every step forward feels like dragging yourself through quicksand. But here's what I've come to understand. Rock bottom isn't a place to stay. It's not the end of the road. It's the foundation to rebuild from. It's the hard, raw ground where you can start to put the pieces back together, even if it's slow and messy. That said, I want to be honest with you. I'm still working on rebuilding. I'm still in that space sometimes, still feeling stuck, still facing days when the weight presses down harder than I expect. It's not a clean or easy process. Some days it feels like I'm moving forward, and others like I'm barely holding on. But even in those moments, I'm learning that it's okay to be there because healing is linear. It's a journey, one step, one breath, one moment at a time. So, if you're in that place right now, or if you've been there before, know this: you're not alone. Rock bottom may feel like the darkest place, but it can also be the start of something new. And together, we can keep moving forward, even when it feels impossible. Breakdowns are often seen as rock bottom moments, times when everything feels like it's falling apart. But what if those moments were actually the birthplace of your next breakthrough? What if the breakdown isn't the end, but the turning point? The shift starts with how you perceive the struggle. Instead of labeling failure, pain, or overwhelm as signs you should stop, reframe them as signals that something within you or around you needs to change. They're not dead ends, they're redirections. When life feels like it's unraveling, it's easy to feel stuck in the pit. But even in your lowest moments, there are often subtle, powerful clues pointing toward growth. Look for the latter. Maybe it's a lesson you overlooked, a strength you didn't know you had, or a person who shows up just when you need them. These are the rungs that can help you climb out stronger than before. Breakdowns strip away what's no longer serving you. Illusions, outdated beliefs, toxic patterns, and in doing so, they create space for transformation. Think of it like pruning a tree. It looks harsh, even destructive, but it's actually preparing the tree to grow back fuller, healthier, and more resilient. Every great comeback story begins with a breakdown, whether it's a lost job, a broken relationship, a health scare, or just a quiet crisis of meaning. The fall is never the final chapter. What defines your journey is not the stumble, but the decision to rise, to choose growth over defeat, to turn pain into purpose. So the next time you feel like you're breaking down, pause and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What new path is being revealed through this detour? Because often, your biggest breakdowns are just breakthroughs in disguise. Fail to Win series little segment here. Every once in a while, we come across stories that grab us by the heart. Not because they're easy or comfortable, but because they're real, raw, undeniably human. These are stories not of perfection, but of perseverance. Stories of people who hit their rock bottom and kept going. Like the woman who once slept in shelters and under bridges, carrying everything she owned in a torn backpack. She was overlooked, dismissed, another statistic on a growing list of the unhoused. But she refused to stay invisible. Through community programs and sheer determination, she found her footing. And instead of turning away from her past, she used it. She became a housing advocate, fighting for the dignity and rights of those still out there. Today, she helps others navigate a system she once fell through, turning pain into purpose. Or the man who spiraled into addiction, losing years to substances that numbed more than just his body. He hit bottom so hard, there was nowhere to go but up. Through rehab, faith, and relentless self-work, he found sobriety. But he didn't stop there. He now leads support groups, offering a hand to those still trapped in that cycle, because he knows what it feels like to be lost and how powerful it is to be found. Then there are the everyday heroes, people with no headlines, no spotlights, who lost jobs, homes, relationships, sometimes even hope. But instead of giving in, they rebuilt. One step, one hard day at a time. Some launched small businesses. Others became mentors, teachers, volunteers. They transformed their setbacks into stepping stones, their failures into fuel. These stories aren't just inspiring, they're evidence. Evidence that failure isn't the end, that rock bottom isn't a grave, but a foundation. That resilience lives in all of us, waiting to rise when everything else falls apart. Falling doesn't mean you're finished. Sometimes it's exactly what you needed to finally begin. Now, fail to win, call to action. Okay, so here's my question for you today. What's your first step to climbing back? Maybe it's reaching out for help, sending that message, making that call, letting someone know you're not okay. Maybe it's setting a small, manageable goal, making your bed, going for a walk, drinking a glass of water, something that reminds you that progress starts with the smallest of victories. Or maybe it's something deeper. Maybe it's the decision right here, right now, that you refuse to stay down, that your story doesn't end here, that this fall isn't failure, it's fuel. Rock bottom isn't the end, it's the foundation. And from that place, every move you make is a step upward. So take that first step today. Write it down. Say it out loud. Share it with me. Share it with someone you trust. Or keep it sacred, personal. But take it. Because every comeback starts with a choice. And from rock bottom, the only way up, let's rise together. Now, in closing, thanks so much for joining me on this Motivational Monday. Whether you're climbing out of a setback or building toward your breakthrough, know this: every small step forward matters. Progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and unseen, but it's still progress. Keep pushing forward. Keep believing in your comeback. You are not defined by your past. You're being shaped by your resilience. And no matter how slow the journey may feel, momentum is built one choice, one action, one moment at a time. So breathe deep, stand tall, and take that next step with purpose. And just to kind of go into a little closing here of my stuff, you'll see I'm live tonight. Yeah, I'm thinking about going back to live permanently because pre-recorded stuff, I always get trapped in my day and be like, forgetting to do my pre-recordings. And I guess you can say I'm more about doing it live. If I know I'm going to do it live, I do it, and I don't forget, and I get into the mood and in the mode and all that stuff to do it. So going back to live, away from pre-recorded, gives me an opportunity to be there and remember to do it because my brain sometimes is bloop. And maybe that's what I'm meant to do. Maybe I'm meant to be live for talk radio. Maybe I'm meant to be interactive live with my audience as I grow an audience and they start chatting on the YouTube chat and Kick chat and Twitch chat, whatever, and then I can interact with you guys and have a little more fun and be open to other things that could be done. I can have a little more fun with this and actually not forget to do it. That's what happens during my days when I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to pre-record a couple episodes. And then I get up the next day, things go on in the house and whatever, and my day gets going, and then I forget. I'm like, okay, I forgot. I'll do it tomorrow. And then I forget the next day. And then it gets to Monday where I'm supposed to have Motivational Monday, and I'm like, I haven't recorded it yet. So going live cuts out that whole forgetting. And, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. Maybe that's my calling, is to be live. That's what my forgetfulness and all that stuff is telling me. Maybe I'm supposed to be live so I can interact with you all live and in person. Well, not in person, but in liveness, okay? And feel free, remember, contact me anytime. Since the fail to win or the fail to what was it called here? The fail to win call to action. If you want to send me anything, like a failure to a win. If you've had a failure that turned into a win or something like that, send it to me. talkradiomotivation@gmail.com, and I will maybe mention it on a future episode. And then tomorrow, of course, is going to be Trending Tuesday. Also live. I'm going to be live all week this week. And I'm thinking just going live permanently because that's my best. That's when I do my best. Okay? That's when I don't forget to do it. That's when I get all hyped up to do it. And I don't feel so weird if I don't get it recorded. So that's the plan. And, hopefully you guys continue to watch, like the videos, share the videos, help get me some more viewers. build my audience so I can have some interaction and some talking. Uh, Live chat going on YouTube and Twitch and Kick. Y'all can just chat and let me know your ideas uh, or what you think of what I'm talking about. Um, so yeah, tonight was Motivational Monday. So until next time, this is Talk Radio, where every Monday we rise together. See you tomorrow night.